Good morning. I am here today to do our weekly look at things. I'm going to use astrology and tarot. And this week, the 11th through the 18th, we are finalizing our last eclipse where information is coming out. And think of an eclipse kind of like gears turning and things kind of coming into focus, okay, or leaving focus, if you will. Or another way to think of an eclipse is energy, okay? That for one end of the spectrum, either the moon or in this case, the moon or the sun, the lights go out. The moon's lights go out, okay, which stops flow because largely we are run by our subconscious. And we have been unfolding information that has been hidden from us. And how might that be occurring? Well, I have pulled cards for this week's reading and I have looked at the transits. And as we head into eclipse season, we are going to have our eclipse, just make sure that I'm saying this correctly, solar eclipse, 10 degrees Taurus. And that will be happening on the 30th of April on a Saturday, okay, at, let's see, does it give the time? No, it does not. And this is when the new moon enters Taurus. So we're about to, and I got to quit doing the thing, I know this, we're bad habit. We are about to enter into yet another part of the unlocking of the gears. And I have asked the cards to talk to me about this week. So here we go. First of all, we start out with the Magician, the sleight of hand. This will be our foundation. What have we been learning over the past 6 months with this eclipse? What's been unfolding for us? Well, we're learning some truths about who we are in terms of our leadership and how they might be viewing us. And I also think we might be learning that when things get tough financially, we go to war. Right now, that's evidenced by Ukraine and the sleight of hand. And we can't lose focus of that. And why not? Well, because ultimately we're responsible for our actions and what we support. That's troubling to me. We are all in some way hoodwinked in this process. Let's continue. The first card in that sense is the Princess of Cups. This is about our relationships with each other. And I'm encouraged so many people are not wanting war. The energy is not conducive for us to be at war. And we are in a 6th year, which means for us, all of us, we're focused upon the well-being of our families. What do we have going on astrologically that supports this? Well, we have Uranus, 13 degrees, in our second house, Taurus, where we are also going to have an eclipse, where we also have the nodes, where we're unlocking and exposing what's been hidden from us. We're digging down deep and finding out what is true, what might be true, and what we have found to be true is that leadership might not be looking out for the well-being of the family, but rather for the billionaires. This is a very troubling detail. I, over the past year, have written a daily that has suggested this is a brewing problem. And what's interesting astrologically about that is that it's like we're unpeeling a revolution in our thinking, a revolution of our ways. And so what I'm hearing on TV, a little bit, I don't watch much TV, so I want to say that, but this here card, the Magician, how they try to come on and kind of twist things, okay? And where might we be seeing that? Well, I found that the politics of bringing in a new Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson, to be just disgusting. I mean, a few politicians for a few sound bites to bolster their base were saying things that were just ridiculous and of no merit to be even bothered to be said. And so that sleight of hand, they're showing us how they do it, what they do. Pay attention. If you do watch any TV, pay attention. I personally don't watch TV because I feel like it's there to kind of shape our minds in a certain way. Keep that in mind as well. But for us, it's now about our relationships. It's about getting some clarity. It's just getting started in that sense, that we're really no longer willing to tolerate certain things. And one of the things that I heard a politician say as an excuse for the behavior was that it's the woke problem. It's woke. Well, we need to wake. Okay, we need to wake up and see what's in front of us. And I'm glad that there's some honesty in that process. I'm glad the politician said it that way because, honestly, we speak in truth, often not even understanding the truth we're speaking. And that was some truth. Okay, and then what do we get? We get the Ten of Swords. That, we've been mired in anxiety, right? This has been an anxious, rather anxious time. Lots of bad news, lots of things coming in. And this card, very airy, right? But the Ten of Swords is also, it's an ending, and it's also what it takes for new beginnings, right? Recognition, that anxiety, waking up to the truth. We cannot fix something we are not being truthful with ourselves about. So it's a very important awareness that's coming to us. And when we have this new energy coming in of this new eclipse, we are going to be affected. Now, I will get into that a little bit, but I'll finish this part of the reading. It's going to affect us throughout the world. We're all impacted. This sleight of hand is going on throughout the world. It is not just here. And so Uranus comes in and says, no, we're in a revolution, and I'm here in the second house working with Scorpio in the 8th house to dig stuff up and to expose the financial truths. So what we might expect in this eclipse in Taurus is our financial markets might really reflect the pain that this bid for war is going to bring us. We need the money to buy groceries. We need the money to buy gas. Throughout the world, we're all experiencing trouble because we have leadership creating chaos throughout the world, financially, through resources and commodities. War has been declared not just on the people of Ukraine, but on us, all of us. It's been declared on the family. And that's very troubling, being done throughout the world. We are no exception. Not here in the United States, not any country. Some countries are going to suffer quickly from the process. Others, it'll take a little longer. But the truth is, this is going on throughout the world. And we are being asked to look at our leadership and do something about ourselves. So we get the Prince of Swords. start thinking about what it might take. And what do we have astrologically? Well, we have Mercury moving into Taurus as well. So we have the node, we have Uranus, we have the eclipse, the new moon. A lot of pressure in Taurus to dig it up, to tell us the truth. So expect that as this next 6 months unfolds with this eclipse, to see the stock market not do so well. That the pressures of war and the information that is really coming forward quickly, that where we're at financially, resource-wise, we need to think about this. We need to be mindful. We need to be aware of what's happening because, again, this isn't just happening here. This is happening throughout the world. And to me, it's rather convenient that we're having this whole thing happen throughout the world, right? It's like when the dominoes fall, they're falling. And so here we go again. It's this sleight of hand that's led us to where we're at. And the final card in this is the High Priestess. Let's see if I can make sure that it's written, okay? It's black and white. It's going to unfold the way it's going to unfold. And we need to see things as they are, not as we wish to see them. The truth is being dug up for us, and it's up to us to see it. What do we have? We have Mercury 1 degree right now, which is moving in. We have the North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio. And those nodes are really what it's all about for this eclipse. They're saying, hey, this stuff needs to come out. And so this reading is very consistent with how I've been feeling as this eclipse comes in. Now, I'm going to recommend also to you is that as this eclipse comes in, pay attention to how it might be affecting you. Write down your impressions as this eclipse comes in. Mark 90 days from this eclipse and write down what actually has taken place. And see if you can find your way through understanding a little bit about yourself and how the nodes might be personally affecting you. Because nodal science is not in astrology exactly the strongest, but through documentation and repetition and awareness, we can start dialing this information down. So I don't want to misrepresent any of this, but we are being asked with Uranus in the second house in every way. Uranus is the revolutionizer. It's the mind blower. It digs stuff up. It brings stuff out. And with those nodes supporting it and Mercury coming in and saying, you're going to start really thinking about this, and the eclipse happening in the same house, all in Taurus. Keep in mind that how we go about making our day-to-day living is being challenged in every way. And it has been being challenged. What's going to happen to us? That's the million-dollar question. And with that, I thank you very much for joining me here today.